three idiots on a podcast. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Runza sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but oh, Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened. Just
Chad Berger, Brian Gosling of USD.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.
Good evening, Coyote fans. Welcome into Season 2, Episode 13 of the Howling Podcast. Lucky number 13, and what a fun, some may call it lucky, week that was in Coyote Athletics. Chad Berger, Mark Wendt, yours truly, all here, ready to go. New friend of the show and USD men's basketball assistant coach, Triston Simpson, joins us. Really looking forward to catching up with Triston. We'll recap the amazing week that was in Coyote Athletics, and we'll look ahead to upcoming events as well. As always, we'll close out the show with the eye chart of the week nominees from Chad, Mark, and myself. And then we'll continue on with our new segment brought to you by our friends at Dairy Queen of Del Rapids, Vermilion, and Hartford, the DQ Players of the Week. That's going to be plural this week. We got more than one. Some business first, though. Quick disclaimer, the opinions on this show are ours and do not represent USD Athletics. Social channels, you can find us on X. Thanks for joining us there tonight. At HowWithUs3, myself at JD6OP5, Mark at WDiamond605, and Chad at Chad Berger. That's BIRGER at Chad Berger. On Facebook, if you're joining us, welcome. Just search The Howling Podcast. Please like and follow that page. If you're joining on Facebook, you're able to leave comments and questions for Triston too during the interview. And then finally on YouTube, just search at The Howling Podcast. Please smash that subscribe button. Welcome to those on YouTube. Just like Facebook, leave a comment and leave questions for Triston and us guys here during the show. So, as always, tonight's show brought to you by our friends at 19 Brewing Company in Vermilion, South Dakota. So, before we get going, a quick word from Katie at 19 Brewing Company.
Looking for a place where good beer meets better company? Welcome to 19 Brewing Company, Vermilion's first craft brewery and home to Coyote Legacy Blonde Ale. Brought to you by two USD alumni, Coyote Legacy isn't just any beer. It's a chance to give back to student scholarships while enjoying a refreshing blonde ale. With 12 rotating taps, a flavor at your self-seltzer, and homemade root beer, we have something for every Coyote fan. 19 Brewing Company. Good beer, better company.
Chad, Mark, good to see you.
we're back.
That was an okay week.
Yeah.
Pretty decent.
They're all like this, though, guys. I mean, this
Exactly,
is
right.
yeah. We've never had a rough week here,
Hard
but yeah,
to find that impressive of a week across that many sports.
Yeah, no, I think that's one of one.
well,
Now it's episode 13, so nothing's going to go wrong tonight. I'm on my phone again. I promise no fingers this time, visible into the camera like I did a few episodes ago. We'll try to keep it professional tonight.
well, tell us about the week, Mark.
Well, this slide right here puts it into, a picture, absolute cinema for the week. And we'll get into it here in the next slide. Football, hopefully you took the over 55-51 in 5 overtimes versus Southern Illinois. Yote's almost certainly locked up their playoff spot with that victory. Volleyball down in Tulsa decided to make it interesting as well, just because went 5 sets with Ora Roberts, came out with a victory as well. Women's basketball, 2 of the most amazing games you'll ever see. A last-second 3 to beat Kansas State, and a last-second 3 to beat Idaho State this afternoon. Men's basketball, also 2 W's, and we'll get into that real quick with Coach Simpson. Southern Indiana, 89-74, and Western Michigan just a couple hours ago, 83-78 win. And cross country was at the Midwest Regionals. Men finished 27th and the women 25th overall.
Sounds like a great week.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good.
I saw a few posts really quick about blood pressure and you need to take it down and heart rate's being high.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone's calmed down a little bit this evening.
Well, let's go ahead and bring in our guest for tonight. You all know him. He's played at USD. He's currently an assistant basketball coach for the men's basketball team. Triston Simpson, welcome to the show.
What's up, guys? I
Hey,
appreciate
Coach.
you guys having me on here. I know I talked with Mark a little bit in the summer, so I'm glad we were able to work this out.
Here we are. We made it happen.
Here we are.
Well, Coach, you played at USD. How did you get to Vermilion and become a part of the Yote family?
Yeah, so I'm actually from Lincoln, Nebraska, so not too far from South Dakota. And, when I was in high school going through the AAU ranks and all that stuff, South Dakota was actually one of the first schools to recruit me. Craig Smith was the head coach at the time, and Eric Peterson was an assistant coach, and Austin Hansen, he had some sort of connection with my trainer in Lincoln. So, they recruited me hard starting towards the end of my sophomore year, and I committed right before my senior year. And, that staff was really good at recruiting.
Yeah, they certainly were. I was going to ask you about obviously you were part of the one and only Yote team to win a regular season Summit League championship. What do you remember most about that squad?
Man, just the guys, honestly. Like, I still keep in contact with a lot of those guys, and that says a lot. And we used to just be in the locker room like, man, like this staff really knew what they were doing, putting us all together, because we all got along so well on and off the court. And, that type of chemistry is very important, and it definitely translated on the court for us.
Coach, talk a little bit about, your role on the men's basketball coaching staff. What are you kind of specializing in? Do you help with recruiting at all? I know it's been, 5 months, 6 months or so. Kind of talk about what your role is on the coaching staff. Yeah.
I would say the biggest thing that I've taken the shoulder of is player development. So getting in the gym with the guys and doing film breakdown with the guys, but kind of coaching at all levels, you kind of get your hands everywhere, right? So recruiting is another place that I'm excited about, because this is my third year coaching, and now I'm in a recruiting role. So that's interesting and exciting time for me to continue to grow and meet connections that way. But I have some defensive scouts as well from some of our opponents coming up. So a little bit of everything, honestly.
Coach, prior to coming back to USD as an assistant coach, after you graduated and left USD, you spent some time at various other places. Where did you go, and kind of how did you utilize some of those opportunities to build up your resume?
Yeah. Well, once I graduated COVID year. And in the back of my head, I always knew I wanted to coach whenever I was done playing. And we kind of had a sour taste there, and my senior year, so I had that itch to keep playing a little bit. So, I played for a few years overseas in 3 different European countries. And after my third year there, I was, ready to start my coaching career. And, that led me to Indian Hills Community College with Josh Sash, who is now a current Iowa assistant. And I kind of got connected through him from one of my former assistants, Coach G, Gamalia Legba. He was here all 4 of my years, but he connected me with Sash, and I got started at the JUCO level, and that was awesome for me. Being a first-year coach, kind of, at a junior college, it's a lot different than mid-major or high major. It's a lot smaller staffs, so you have to do a lot more, right? So, but it was awesome. I did everything from, I was the DOBO, the academic advisor, the counselor, all that stuff, making sure guys went to class. And we had a very, very successful year there, and I learned a lot as a coach. And, I had a great opportunity to work along some great other coaches as well. And then that led me to the whirlwind. My year 2 coaching, my boss, Sash, he left and took an assistant job at Drake with McCullum. And so I was kind of looking for a job, and I landed back home in Lincoln as a graduate assistant with Nebraska men's basketball team. And, it was a little different because, like I said, in JUCO, you get to do so much and you're really hands-on with the guys. And Nebraska, it's a much bigger staff. And, maybe they didn't need me to do as much, but it was a great experience. And Fred Hoiberg is a great coach, and Nate Lenzer, he's on the defensive side there. I got to spend a lot of time with him. So after Nebraska, I guess. So I ended up, it's kind of weird. I entered the portal as a coach in about late November. So I spent 6 games with Nebraska, and Craig Smith called me, and he had a guy leave his staff at Utah in a full-time position. And Craig Smith is a great mentor of mine, and I have a ton of respect for him. So it was hard to tell him no. And and that, you know how that transpired, and that led me to coming back home to USD.
Awesome. Has Coach Peterson ever talked to you about some of the stories about when he first started coaching, and he was coaching like softball and basketball and all that stuff?
Yeah. He's talked about it a little bit, and he was like the AD at the junior college that he was at.
Coach, when I mentioned to someone earlier this week that we were going to have you on, he wanted to make sure I asked you about you running a scout team. Is that as easy as it used to be?
The players were making fun of me a little bit, but I've been dealing with this calf injury. So I'm not moving the same way I used to move. Even if that calf was healthy, it might still be a little slower. But I had one day where I was moving pretty good, and I was sore that next day.
It doesn't get any better.
Yeah. I feel like I'm back in college. I'm going to see our trainer Mo, and he's needling my calf, and I'm trying to get healthy so I can help us, help out the scout team, give a good look, and prep us for our opponent. So yeah, give me a couple more weeks, and you'll hear better things.
Coach, was it Coach Petey that made the phone call to you about coming to USD?
Yes.
What was that? What was that conversation like?
Well, it's actually funny. That first staff I had, I spent 2 years with those guys, and great relationships with all of them. So we've actually, I've stayed in touch with Coach Peterson since he left and with Craig and went to Utah State. And, even when I was overseas playing professionally, and that's something I mentioned to him, one day, I want to coach. And, we had some talks after I left, Indian Hills Junior College, and it just didn't work out at that time. And then this year, he had a guy leave staff, and I was out of a job at Utah, and just kind of worked out perfectly. Good timing.
Coach, you were talking about getting banged up and stuff, but Coach Peterson said, I believe it was on the show here previously, that for the coaches, the GATA actually stands for got a torn Achilles. So be careful with that one. You don't want to end up on one of those scooters.
Yep. And he's mentioned that to me because I think he's witnessed it with Coach G, who I mentioned earlier. He hopped in on scout team, and I think he was probably in lower 30s, but he tore his Achilles and was running around on that scooter. So especially with the cab, man, I gotta take it slow.
So, Coach, you played point guard, back when you were a player. Yeah. How well does playing that point guard position transition into coaching? I mean, do you see things differently from the bench than you did on the court?
Yeah, a little bit in a sense. To me, I just think that a point guard is basically an extension of the head coach, right? So I was lucky enough that Craig and the staff had a lot of trust in me as a freshman to go out there and run the show on the floor, but be an extension of what they're saying and the things that we're trying to do. And you also kind of just, being the point guard, you gotta know where everybody's supposed to be, and you gotta know where this guy likes to get this shot, and all those certain things. But to me, it's just extension of a coaching staff. So it's the best position.
Coach, I don't know if you heard it, but right behind where me and Chad were sitting this afternoon, there's a guy behind us after Western might have scored a couple points back to back. He was asking Coach Petey to take the press off. Is that ever going to happen?
No, I don't think so. And I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that, thankfully. But no, you've seen the shirts for the warm-ups, man. We're all in on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Coach, going back to your time playing overseas, do you have a particular favorite place that you played between like the culture and teammates, the views of certain countries? What was your favorite place to play?
The first place that popped in my head was Cyprus, which is basically it's Greece's little brother. So it's right off the Mediterranean Sea. It was great competition. It was a good league, and it was beautiful scenery, like palm trees and 60 degrees in December. Good food, and they spoke English pretty well, so it was a little easier to get around than some other countries I was in.
Did you bring back some recipes with you from their cuisine?
No, I didn't. But I think of those euros. I call them euros, gyros, whatever. I think of those a lot because I ate a lot of those while I was over there. And then there was late night crepe spot. It was good.
Ooh,
That was when I was in the Navy, that was my favorite spot that we ever stopped at too.
Yep.
So and they know how to party. Like party, they knew what was up.
Yep, they have a good time over there for sure. My first couple, we'll just finish a game and a teammate will bring in a case of beer or something. I'm just like, what is going on? So they get after it, and they're built different over there.
Go time.
Yep.
Coach, I'm going to piggyback off of that food question or the food answer there. And, you're from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yep.
And something that's popular down in Nebraska is this thing called runza. Are you a fan of runza?
My Nebraska people, hopefully they don't get mad at me, but I am not a big runza guy. I'm the guy, if I go to runza, I'm probably going to get a cheeseburger.
You are a friend of the show.
You don't like that one?
You might be best friend of the show after
that. Oh, perfect. Yep, not a big runza guy. I am a big Valentino's guy, though. We're familiar with Valentino's. Valentino's pizza is amazing.
Coach, I've told people I feel like the men's basketball team needs kind of like a signature win. Obviously, you have Mizzou coming up next, and obviously they're SEC and they're talented and deep and all that stuff. But what do you like about our team that maybe gives us a fighting chance there?
The number one thing that I enjoy most about our team, and I've said it since I got here and about the middle of June, is the competitiveness. I mean, these guys compete at a high level every single day in practice, and you're at every game and you guys see it. We're young, right? But from Utah Tech to our game against Western Michigan, like we're playing more like a team, and we're building more trust in each other, and that chemistry is going. So those two things right there, you can win any game. And, anything is possible, right?
Well, I think we saw it today, even from the beginning of the game. You guys, making it, corrections and switching up the lineups and things like that, and fantastic job. And then ending the game on that 11-0 run, that was huge.
Yeah, that was big time.
Coach, you still do the we talked with Petey about this before the season, but still do like the coach versus a player one-on-one to end practice?
No, we got away from that. So now we're doing coaches versus players and half court shots after shoot around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how many wins we're 5 games in. So I think the coaches are winning 3-2. We're on like a three game winning streak. So
now I'm not sure how many of the guys are actually going to see this, but I think I'm still open to this. Mark, Chad, and myself.
Yep.
To come in and maybe like surprise the guys, and we join you coaches maybe towards the end of the year. We just come in like Bill Murray came in at the end of Space Jam, hats on backwards, way too tight of t-shirts and shorts, and we just come in.
Yes.
And we wreak havoc. caused confusion. I think we put Mark down in the post. I got decent wingspan. I could sit in the corner, just pop some three. I don't know how many of the guys are going to watch this. Probably just gave away the scouting report, but just I want you to know on behalf of the Howling Podcast, we would love to do that at the end of the year.
Yes, and you guys are more than welcome. Like I'm looking at us four right here, and we got you got point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and we'll get Bell to be our center. We'll be just fine.
Love it.
Yes.
Coach, so you as on the coaching side of things, how can you see the Yotes maybe developing a little bit more fan interest in the games? I mean, you guys are putting a great product on the court, but how do we get people interested and heading out to games that we are filling up the SCSC?
Yep. I mean, obviously, when they started last year pressing, I think that was a little bit the reasoning behind it, right? It's just a different brand of basketball. It's an exciting brand of basketball. There's a lot more possessions and a lot more scoring, right? But and I'll always say this: it helps when you win, right? So we just got to continue building day by day, week by week, and keep getting better. And the more that we win, I really think the more that our fans will start to show. But we need the support for sure.
The nice thing about the SCSC, we don't have to be full to make some noise, and I feel like we did that this afternoon. But you're right.
Exactly. Yeah. I tell like our recruits that we've had a few recruits on campus, and I'm like, I love the SCSC because it's got the low ceilings, and man, if you have 1,500 people in there, it's gonna sound like 5,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Just got to get them to get into it.
Sometime.
So,
exactly.
We're working on that.
Yep. I know you guys are.
Yep.
Yes.
So, Coach, I'm just curious, just kind of looking forward here on the season. What's something, 2-3 things you need the team to work on to get where you think you need to be?
I think we can still get a lot better offensively, just spacing wise and moving the ball side to side and getting not keeping the ball on one side, get side to side at least 3 to 4 times, right? Defensively, I feel like we're pretty solid in the half court. The press can be a little wild at times, and you have to live with some of those things. But I think we can limit some transition points as well. And one thing that we did really good against Creighton, and I can't remember how many we had against Western Michigan, but like offensive rebounding, continuing to get extra possessions for our team. And this is like obviously right, but I do believe that we could shoot a higher percentage from 3. Like I'm in the gym with these guys every single day, and we have some high level shooters. They haven't seen it go through the net quite yet, but I think that will come. Yeah.
Coach, we talked about playing at the SCSC, and this is a great place to play. But you have some interesting games coming up here. You're going to be at Rapid City for a game, which is not a traditional college basketball venue. Yep. And then you've got a game at Wyoming here coming up in a couple weeks, and they've got that arena auditorium where it's bowl shaped, and it's just a unique environment. What's the favorite arena that you've ever played in, and what are you looking forward to, or what's your favorite place to play or coach in the Summit League?
In the Summit League, okay. So I'll say first, my sophomore year, we had a great team that year. I think we went 27-9, and we played Duke at Cameron Indoor, and that was a really, really cool, obviously really cool venue. Obviously the history there is crazy. Like I remember going to shoot around and just thinking of all the players that have played at that court. But the unique thing that I liked about that court is it's 6,000. It's 6,000 people. So and they sell out every single game, and you just feel like the crowd is on top of you. And I remember before tip off, like you could literally feel the court shaking beneath you. It was an awesome atmosphere, and we competed in that game. I think we ended up losing by 16, and four out of their 5 starters were drafted the next year. But that was a great experience. I saw some great venues in the Big 12 last year. Being at the University of Utah, the Utah versus BYU game. It's kind of like the South Dakota versus South Dakota State game, right? Just with the red and the blue and the two big schools in the state. But when we went down there to BYU, I was like, yeah, this is pretty big time. We're out there 70 minutes on the clock, and their student section is full. But in the Summit League, I gotta go with a packed out SCSC. Not much better than that. But I am interested to see St. Thomas's new arena. I've been hearing good things about that.
I remember that there's a great picture out there somewhere of the Duke game. Trey Birch Manning taking the ball out, and their student section was doing that.
Yeah. He's got someone framed it for him. It's an awesome picture.
I was absolutely in heaven that day because Duke. I've been a Duke fan since I was a kid.
Oh, really?
When that was announced, I was obviously disappointed because you guys lost because it's Yote's first always. But to be able to, oh man, that was just so cool. What an experience for all you guys too. Playing. Just awesome.
Oh, it was great. It was great. We we didn't also, those first 2 years and even that third year, we played Kansas, Gonzaga. The Kennel is a very underrated arena. That was big time as well. Trying to think of if we played anyone else, but yeah, the Kennel was awesome.
Were you at UCLA?
Yeah. That's another one. See, UCLA though, there's so much going on in LA. Like, it's a 16,000 seat arena, and there was probably like 5,000 people at the game. So it wasn't like a crazy atmosphere, but again, like the history in that gym, right? Yeah, it was that was pretty cool as well.
Yeah. Well, we got robbed that game, as I recall, but
yeah, we sure did. We sure did.
Do you want to go through the box score right now? It was 85-82 was the final on that one.
Steve Lavin convinced the refs to review it after a review. It was nonsense, the whole thing.
Brandon Armstrong was going crazy, keeping us in that game. And I remember one of the UCLA players, before this all went down and we thought we'd have a shot, he's like, is he going to make it? And I'm like, yes. He already knew where the ball was going. I was like, I see this every day in practice. Like, he's locked in. If he gets an opportunity, it's going through the net.
Yep.
Well, Coach, we really appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to join us tonight. We do want to have you back another time because we want to go through some of these old games that we just brought up. And I think that would be a really fun episode just to go through some of those memories and talk about some of those teammates from those squads as well. So
yes. I am down for that. You guys just let me know a date and a time and I'll make it happen because I love those guys that I spent time with here at USD. So
they're awesome. Yeah. You're the best, Coach. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Coach. We'll see you.
Yep.
All right. Yep, we're still batting 1,000 here, guys.
No, can't miss.
We are so lucky to have him back.
Yep. Great guy.
Amazing. So I was pulling up the box scores here, and man, as you guys were talking about it, it's like I remember watching these games. This is crazy. And I mean, Coach, he put up double digits at Duke. I mean,
I remember that UCLA game. I remember throwing something at the wall.
Yes,
it was my hat. It wasn't like it was, but that was such a ridiculous ending.
Yeah, Steve Lavin is on my list forever. Ridiculous.
Lime ball. Anyways, just kidding.
All right. Well, before we get too off the rails here, do you want to bring up that, we got a new sponsor as well, Dairy Queen of Vermilion, Hartford, and Del Rapids. If you have not had the opportunity yet, go out and try the new holiday treat menu. You can get the new eggnog holiday nog shake, the new peppermint bark blizzard, or the frosted sugar cookie blizzard. So go try those out.
Can we rename the holiday eggnog shake to Holiday? Do you think we could get a little USD?
Yeah, definitely.
Lonnie, if you're listening, wink, wink.
It's probably done. Consider it done.
Yep, we'll make that happen. I think that's a done deal. As far as things go, we did a little promotion last week, guys. How did we turn out on that?
We still have gift cards available.
Yep. I think it's only been a few. So, and I have their names. I know I need to get them their gift cards, but not much movement. Do we have the slide to segue into with supporting Aiden's cause through Alex's lemonade stand? So if you are first time hearing about this, if you're watching on your computer, scan that QR code. If you're listening, just take a look at this episode, go back, watch the video. Otherwise, the Howling Podcast, we'll tweet it out. I'll tweet it out tomorrow again. But if you donate, free will donation to Aiden's cause through Alex's lemonade stand, we'll get you a free Dairy Queen gift card, courtesy of Vermilion, Del Rapids, and Hartford Dairy Queen. Under the donation display, donor nickname, put either your full name or your X Twitter handle, and then the donation note, just type in Dairy Queen, and then anything else you want to type in there, like go Yotes, go Aiden, things like that. And that way we know we'll track you, and then I'll get you those gift cards. Just come find us at any Yotes game, home game. Otherwise, I can message you and mail that out to you as well.
And plenty of opportunities for home Yote games, and we'll talk about some of those coming up here in a little bit. But before we do, Mark, news and notes.
News and notes. Travis Tice competed in the Grey Cup. As we were speaking here, that wrapped up. Unfortunately, they fell 25-17, I believe. So, but congrats, Travis. Had a great year with Montreal. I think he'll stick up there and maybe get a few sniffs in the NFL. I would hope so. Casey Kaspar got his first win at Upper Iowa. So congrats to Coach K. Many more coming for him. National Signing Day happened. Women's basketball signed 4, men's basketball 3, soccer 10, golf 3, softball 5, volleyball 2, tennis 4, track and field, swim and dive also signed a number of athletes as well. Congrats to all of those. Welcome to the Yote family. Volleyball Summit League tournament tickets are on sale. It's up in Brookings. We might be there.
Wink, wink.
To be determined.
TBD.
But definitely get up there, wear some red, and let them know we're there. Triathlon news. Alexa and Chelsea of the USD Triathlon team were named All-Americans.
I'm not sure how to help you with that.
No, there's Alexa.
Oh, get a little Alexa in the background.
I got away with it last week. I did not get away with it this.
That's
Classic.
making the highlight reel right there.
Clip it. Much talk on social media the past couple weeks about parking fees at the high school championships. As far as I know, nobody died. Nobody got car wrecks. Nobody got into fights. Everything went off just fine. So
Isn't that amazing?
Interesting. And as we just mentioned, come find us at a basketball game. Donate to Alex's lemonade stand. Let us know, and we'll get you some DQ goodness.
Absolutely.
Well,
guys,
is that it?
Yeah.
That's a lot. Love it.
Yeah. A lot of news and notes, a lot of good things happening around USD. And let's talk about some of the games. I mean, Mark mentioned all the wins that happened. We did have the score of the football game up, and that was incorrect earlier, but USD ended up winning 53-51 at Southern Illinois Saluki Stadium in Carbondale. This one was a very interesting game the way it turned out. Southern Illinois was ahead by 10 points at halftime, and then kind of jumped ahead a little bit more there in the third quarter, and then the Yotes had a furious comeback and ended up pulling into the lead, and then the Salukis kicked a field goal right near the end of regulation there to send it into overtime, and then you can see the overtime box scores here. I mean, each team scored a touchdown in the first one, 8 points for each team in the second one, 0-0 in the third, 2-2, and then the 2-0 there for the last one. So it very interesting on how this all works out. But the Yotes end up with that 53-51 victory.
Yeah, it goes back to that slide we had earlier. Absolute cinema is what this was. Just, yeah, I don't even know how to describe it really. It was, you thought maybe we were dead in the water after the first drive of the first half. But boy, they showed a lot of fight and came back, and obviously both teams were fighting for their playoff lives, and the Yotes came up on top. And Aiden Bauman, wow, I mean,
yeah,
we might mention him earlier, or later. What a game! What a game!
I remember sitting there when it went up, that the damn fake field goal for a touchdown. They were in there, and I said under my breath, they're gonna freaking fake this, and they did, and I think that's what put them up 31-14. And my son was sitting next to me. He goes, "Dad, is it over?" I said, "Well, a lot of time left, but we gotta pick it up on offense," and they did. And I just took. I think we'll segue into stats here, but I had a few notes from the game recap. Both quarterbacks combined 603 yards and 9 touchdowns.
Yeah.
The first punt of the game didn't happen until SIU, 4:40 to go in the third. Just absolutely wild. One of those where you'll remember where you were at when you watched this game, I think.
Yep.
Well, let's bring up some of those stats here. You can see the offensive stats. USD finished with 524 yards on 78 plays. SIU finished with 455 yards on 64 plays. And so overall, 5 fumbles for the Yotes, but none of them were lost. And then it was a relatively clean game as far as penalties go. Only 3 for the Yotes and 5 for the Salukis in this one. As far as individual stats go, Aiden Bauman finished the game 21 for 30 for 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. How many touchdowns?
5.
5 touchdowns. Jordan, I mean, all year long, we've been hearing about, but you're no longer questioning the offense on this one.
I have not questioned the offense. The only time I questioned it, and I think most Coyote fans will probably agree, was the Wildcat play at I can't remember which overtime it was, but was it Tennell Bryant who ran that, where he started on one end, went to the other side, and then LJ had a great block. They were saying block in the back.
A great non-block is what it was. Yeah.
Great non-block. Yeah. That was the only play where I was like, oh no, we're in Wildcat and this is the game. This could be the season. What's going to happen? But hey, I like to say God wills it. So.
Well, Carson Fletcher, young man, had 19 carries for 104 yards. Great game by him. LJ Phillips Jr., 17 carries for 92 yards and a touchdown. He also had 2 catches for 20 yards and a touchdown. Lorenzo Fenner, 6 catches for 130 yards and 3 touchdowns. And I think we mentioned on the show last week that we got to get him the ball more. And we did. Look at this. Is this the Howling Podcast making a contribution to the offensive game plan here?
So can you remove the damn banner maybe? I'm just kidding. What a great offensive performance though. I thought Aiden, he continues to be comfortable, and that interception, I mean, not really his fault in my opinion, but
tip drill.
Yeah, Zach Whitty had the other one, the other touchdown catch. He all finished with 3 catches for 40 yards. As far as defensive numbers go, you can see some of the ones on the screen here. Mark, you want to go through those real quickly?
Yeah, Nate Ewell had 12 tackles. That guy's been consistently at the top of the tackle chart week in and week out. Roman Tillman had 5 tackles. RJ Stewart had 4 tackles and a big interception. Mm-hmm. And DeJuan Lewis, another guy we mentioned week after week after week, had 5 tackles and a pass breakup. So you look at the stats, maybe the defense didn't play their best game, but they came up big when they had to, especially in overtime. So just I tweeted out, I think I wish ESPN Classic was still a thing because they could just rerun this game and it would get views. So it was a great football game.
Well, additionally, punting wise, Mark.
Yeah. We're going to clip this and try to get Pat McAfee to retweet us again. He didn't do it last week, but not much
to mention. Take our shirts off or what, McAfee? Come on.
What we got to do. Jordan mentioned SIU punter kicking in the third quarter. That's a tough break. We didn't do it at all. So no punts for the Yotes in this game. For the brand.
Man.
Retweet us, Pat. What are you doing?
Tyler Ebel pretty much just got a free trip, huh? Yeah.
Nothing like a free trip to Carbondale, Illinois.
Warm-ups are fun, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful day, though. 75 and sunny. Sorry, keep going.
No, I was gonna say, as far as the Yotes just keep on winning here, and if we pull up the slide here from a few weeks ago, the Yotes were down right in the middle of the pack, and I mean, just entrenched in that number 2 spot right now as far as the Mo Valley Conference standings go. 6-2 in the conference is where the Yotes will wrap up the season here, and 8-4 overall, sitting in really good position right now.
Yeah. Us and North Dakota State are done. Everyone else has got a game left. So, but like you say, no worse than second. I don't think. I guess I don't know how the tiebreakers work, but
at this rate, if you're not winning it, it doesn't matter if we're tied at the second, third, fourth, thing. To get 6 wins in the Valley when everyone was counting us out a month ago, just can't speak highly enough to the coaching staff and the student athletes. Like, what's the NDSU coach? Polasek? Is that how you pronounce it? Like, he'll probably win Valley Coach of the Year just the way that NDSU's been playing. But man, I would have Johansson up there with how they've been able to handle things.
Yep. No, don't disagree.
Yeah. So what a great weekend for football. What else was going on? Volleyball was also playing on Saturday, right around the same time. And they were down in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the Maybe Center down there in front of 443 fans or 567 fans at the Maybe Center at Oral Roberts. And this one was looking a little bleak. The Yotes came out and dominated the first set, which typically has not been happening lately. But winning that first set 25-13, but then drop sets 2 and 3, 25-22, 25-21. And so the Yotes had to play a little bit of a rally comeback here, and luckily did come back in that fourth set and won 25-13. And then in the fifth set, won 15-11 to take the 3-2 victory over Oral Roberts. This one improved the Yotes to 19-8 on the season, 11-4 in the Summit League, and very impressive streak right now for the Yotes going on. But I saw Coach Williamson today at the basketball game, and she said, "Hey, ugly wins at this point in the season are wins." So I mean, you'll take them however you can get them.
Yep, go in the same column.
And they've talked about that before. They're getting everybody's best. Not that we shouldn't be giving our best, right? But I agree with Coach. Hey, just got to win by 1 set, right?
Yeah.
Got to win by 2. Yeah, you know what I meant.
As far as some of the stats go, you can see the stats on the screen here. We'll read through a few of these. Cameron Ferris had 27 digs, but still no kills on this one. So we'll have to keep working on that. Avery Van Hook hit 250, had 47 set assists. But the one that impressed me, and Mark, you didn't highlight it on here, was our setter had 4 blocks in the game.
That's shame on me. Yeah, that's impressive.
Fantastic.
Good at volleyball. Friend of the show, Avery Van Hook, really good at volleyball.
Yep. Amanda Lotion hit 370, 11 kills, also had 8 blocks, 15 total points scored. Samantha Laird had 12 kills. Morgan Bodie, 13 kills, hit 290, had several blocks up there as well. And then Sam Unteed, 14 digs, so coming up big there. And then a name that you see on the stats here that we haven't seen in a while, number 4, Lauren Medic, shows up on the stats.
There we go.
Good to have her back.
She's back. Let's go. Wow. Yeah.
Future friend of the show.
Yep, absolutely. Lauren, if you want to come on the show, let us know. We'll be happy to make some time for you to come on the show. But Amazing performance here by the Yotes. And so as far as things go, Summit League standings, 11-4 on the season in that number 2 spot. And at this point, St. Thomas is 10-5, North Dakota State's 10-5. I believe, if I remember correctly, the Yotes did beat both of them two games, 2-0.
We have North Dakota State left on Tuesday.
Okay, that's right. Tuesday. Yep.
I think that's an important game as far as seeding goes. I think.
Yep. So we'll have to win that one. But
so is there any way we can get 4th?
No,
because we're ahead of St. Thomas. So are we basically playing for the 2-3 at this point?
I think it's 2-3 as far as
Okay.
Yeah, but
if anyone's good at math, just help us out. But
if anyone's watching that knows, leave a comment. Correct us, old fools.
Pretty sure that we're either in the 2 or 3 spot, but 2 is better than 3 in this point. So 11-4, great run so far. If you look at the Yotes where we're at right now, 3-game winning streak going into the end of the season here. I mean, it's hot. Other than the South Dakota State losses, as hot as anyone in the league right now, and just trending in the right direction for the Yotes.
Yeah, 100%. And it's good to get Lauren back in the groove here a little bit. And I'll take our chances the rest of the year with that squad, 100%.
All right. Well, what else happened? Oh, women's basketball. So this one kind of got tucked away. It was a Thursday afternoon. They played it at 4:00 because the Kansas State men had a home game later that night, and against Cal, I think it was. And so they tucked this one pretty early in the afternoon. So a lot of us were, on our way home from work. We turn on the radio. Hey, look at this game. And I think before this one, Mark, what was the chance that the ESPN Gamecast thing?
Yeah, they do
the chances of winning, and I think the Yotes' chances of winning in this one were
2.2. 2.2. Yep. And then a basketball game happened.
Yeah, and then a basketball game happened, and the Yotes looked absolutely spectacular. And one of my favorite parts about watching this game and listening to this game was seeing the Kansas State coaching staff just look befuddled over there on the sideline. They didn't know what to do. The Yotes came out in the first quarter and just took it to them, and they weren't expecting that. And then went into the halftime lead with a 6-point, the halftime break with a 6-point lead. And Kansas State just didn't. I mean, they were just struggling at that point.
I love the coach at halftime. Did you guys see the coach interview from Kansas State? Yeah. She's like, the reporter comes up and he just looks pissed as hell. And he's like, yeah, I don't know what we're doing. We got to, I'm paraphrasing, but he's pretty much like, we got to figure out what we're doing because we haven't come to play. So that, that's a shout out to the coaching staff and the student athletes. I mean, they were competing hard in that first half.
Yeah, but then Kansas State did come to play in the third quarter, and you can see on the box score here, they outscored the Yotes 25-13 in the third quarter, and the Yotes were in foul trouble there. The refs, I think they called about 87 fouls in this game. There was all kinds of fouls. Both teams were just playing a lot of people in there, but ended up coming down right at near the end. The Yotes were down and ran the play. If you haven't seen this already, you got to go out to Twitter or Facebook or anywhere and go watch this play. But Patience Williams, who hadn't scored a point the entire game, ended up getting a pass and knocking down a 3-pointer with 2.2 seconds left to give the Yotes a lead, 72-71.
Yeah, it was epic. It was really, really, really epic. I watched it on my drive home from work. Just tremendous fight. Everyone that played for the Yotes played amazing. Like I know we're giving out a player of the week here later. Like everyone that touched the ball in this game for the Yotes could have won that award hands down. And I wouldn't have argued with it one bit. It was amazing. It was a great game. And
what was amazing? It was Thursday. And we had already texted each other, I don't know who the player of the week is going to be. And little did we know what else was going to happen over the next 72 hours.
Yeah. Many
We
more
watched it
nominations.
at Skate City. The boys wanted to watch the end because we had it on the radio on the car, and just awesome. Kansas State, really quick, I looked it up. They were picked to finish 6th in the Big 12, so kind of that upper tier of the Big 12. So just to add to it.
Well, you can see some of the stats on the screen right now. Tori Schlegel finished 3 for 5 from 3-point range in this one to lead the Yotes with 15 points. Josie Hill, I thought she did a fantastic job, especially when the Yotes were in a little bit of foul trouble there. She really brought things together and finished 3 for 7 from 3-point range, 13 points. And then Jenna Hopp, she just is playing some really good basketball, doing some things out there that, I don't know, we definitely have been lacking for the last couple years, doing some of those hustle things and hustle plays.
Right.
Took
4 or 5 charges.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
phenomenal.
6 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 3 steals in this one. I mean, just doing all kinds of stuff in there, and then still scoring double digits. And then Angie Robles. I mean, when she in this game, she just got in foul trouble, but she was just dominating with the ball in her hands.
Yes, she's special to watch. Really special.
Those charges, though, early on, especially, I think I counted 4 or 5 in the first half, maybe even. I mean, that throws a team off of what they want to do in the post, especially when they've got bigger gals, and they're aggressive going down the lane. Like, that throws off a game plan a little bit. And to do that early and often, I thought that kind of set the tone for the game for sure.
No, 100%.
Great
100%.
defense.
Defense and rebound. Someone said that here on the show once. Head coach of some team, right?
Believe so.
Molly Joyce also finished in double digits on the day for the Yotes in this one. But you can see the Patience Williams 3 points is circled in red right here. That was her only basket of the entire game. Came with 2.2 seconds left to put the Yotes ahead.
Epic. The other line at the very bottom there, 39 free throws for Kansas State. I might bring this up later in the show, but that's a lot of free throws.
Absolutely. Well, then today, on Sunday, the Yotes played at Idaho State in front of 753 fans. In this one, I mean, Mark, we were watching it at the SCSC. You had it up on your phone, and I think it was 0-0 with about 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
Definitely a slow start. Slow start for both teams.
Yeah, you can see the first quarter score there was 9-6. The Yotes, being in favor there. And then second quarter, offense has picked up a little bit, but it was still just a defensive slugfest there for a little bit. But then the second half, the teams came out and put up kind of found their way offensively, put up a few more points in this one. And Idaho State had the lead in the fourth quarter. It was back and forth. I think they had a 6-point lead there with just a couple minutes left, and the Yotes kept fighting back and drawing up spectacular plays offensively. And then if you have not seen this one, Yotes are down 2.2 seconds left or something, somewhere around there. It was kind of a similar situation to the previous game. And Angie Robles at the top of the key drills the 3-pointer at the buzzer. No time left.
After an absolutely sick crossover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ankle breaker. Yeah.
Ankle breaker.
Yep.
And shout out to Carter Woodeel, who was subbing in for Jerry P. Just so happened to be the last 2 games, and he gets to call 2 of the most all-time games in women basketball, certainly in the last couple of years, and did a great job. So those calls are available online as well. Carter's really good at what he does.
Yeah, we're not superstitious, so we'll be glad when Jerry P comes back. But Carter, you had a very fortunate week here. So, great job. Nailed the calls on this one.
Nailed him. He was great.
As far as stats to show on this one, You got Angie Robles there at the top, leading the Yotes with 14 points on 4 of 6 shooting from 3-point range. She just was spectacular with that. The other one, you didn't highlight it here, Mark, but look at the rebounding column, guys.
Yeah.
18.
That's a big number.
18 and 11 there. I mean, those are some really good performances by the young ladies inside. Patience Williams and Elise both putting up really, really good numbers. So very impressive as far as the Yotes go, and playing some physical ball right now, but doing some great things.
And this is where, for those that are watching, whether it was the K-State box score, Idaho State, go back to any of these. Go look these up. It's weird, right? Because last year we were used to like 42, 5, 4, 6 for points, right, from our players. Like
Right.
35, 3, 7. The balance. I mean, with Angie, Jenna, Elise, Patience, Tori, Molly, Alyssa, all the way down. This is what it's going to be like. And we tried to tell you all at the beginning of the season, and here we are at 5-0. Welcome aboard. Hop on the Yotes basketball train.
100%. Yeah.
Hype train.
The one thing I notice about, especially with like Molly Joyce and Jenna Hop, some of those, like you can just kind of tell they have a really high basketball IQ. They're always in the right place at the right time. They're, like you say, Jordan, the whole squad is super fun to watch. Quite a contrast from 365 days ago, for sure.
Well, additionally, the men's team had a few games this past week. And so the first one was against Southern Indiana. Now, a couple things I wanted to mention. Last year, we talked about the handshake. Did we talk about the handshake line last week?
We did. Well, it was definitely missing online.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it on the show. We were like, oh, man, is there going to be anything going on there? Okay, it turned out there wasn't. But the other thing, I always look up the officials before every game. And what did I text you guys when I saw these 3 officials?
There's going to be a lot of fouls.
I warned you of that, didn't I? So in this case,
nobody knows more about college officials than Chad Berger. If he tweets something out about how a game's going to be, brace yourselves, because that's exactly how it's going to be.
Well, there's a reason they don't list the officials until the stats go live, because that could be a huge betting advantage. If people wanted to utilize that information in some of that stuff. But you can see that in this case, the Yotes got off to a lead there at halftime, 44-32, and then the second half ended up pulling away at the end, 89-74. As far as statistics go, Ice, right? 7 rebounds, 18 points. It's always such a quiet number for him as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 100%.
But one of the names on here that I was really impressed with, Shea Eberwine.
Jordan's favorite player.
He had I think he had 2 dunks in this game, didn't he?
And he almost had a third that would have made SportsCenter top 10, 100%, but just came up short on it. But yeah, his best game is a Yote, I think, by far, for Shea.
Yep.
As I like to call him, Trey.
We got a lot of names that rhyme with Trey the last couple of years.
Yeah.
None of them work.
I am. I ever since last year, I just like the way Shea plays. He's coming into his own with this squad, both last year and this year. I think he's going to continue to get better. I like the way he plays. So I'll continue to be high on his ability. And as Michael Jordan once said, the ceiling is the roof, So, no, I thought, jeepers creepers. I told you guys this game's going to take 2.5 hours, and it damn near did. It was insane. Just insane.
Nothing like a Duke fan giving a North Carolina player speaking to the North Carolina team quote.
Oh, I was making fun of.
I got it. Yeah. Cam Fens also finished with 12 points in this one. Jesse McIntosh had 11 for the Yotes, and then you can see Uzziah Bunton also had 5 assists in this game. You're going to hear his name in a few moments here, but the other thing to keep in mind: look at those free throw numbers down at the bottom. 37 for 46 as a team.
That's a lot of free throws too.
It's a lot of free throws, but it's a good percentage.
Yes.
I mean,
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, the Yotes are making the free throws this year.
Other-
But yeah, 27 personal fouls. Southern Indiana, 28 personal fouls. What's 27 plus 28?
56.
55-ish.
Jordan, did you just do math wrong?
Yes, of course I did.
The other thing worth mentioning here is we only shot 8 3-pointers. You're not going to see that in the next couple slides.
No.
Yeah. And Coach talked about it earlier. We got some guys that can shoot. And in this one, obviously, that wasn't the goal or the game plan. The next game this afternoon, Western Michigan came into town, and this one was a battle, right? It was a slugfest out there, wasn't it, Mark?
Yes, for sure. For sure.
These guys, Western Michigan, they came in and they did not want to let anything inside. They were even their point guard when he had the ball, when our guys would reach their hands out, he was taking his other offhand and swiping down, almost like punching down at their hand. Oh yeah. And he also would put his shoulder into guys, and Mark Riggs and Rob, they kind of let stuff go once in a while. But shout out to Tariq Lucas, the other official. Mark held up the eye chart at one point, and he gave him a nice wink and a little point there. So he appreciated the eye chart.
Mark Riggs, indirect friend of the show.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. So the Yotes, I think we mentioned it earlier. There was about 4.5 minutes left in this game, and the score at that point was 78-72.
Correct.
The Yotes finished the game, the last 4.5 minutes or so, on an 11-0 run to close out the game to get the 83-78 victory.
And
You know what I love seeing? Assists, the 15 assists on 28 field goals. I feel like
that's on the next slide, Jordan. We'll get there.
Oh, come on. All right. So you know what I love seeing on this slide? 15 assists on 28 field goals. They're getting better. That's the first thing I look at, because I know that was a thing last year. I know that's what Petey talked about getting better at this year. And this excellent.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah. Leading scorer for the Yotes was Uzziah Bunton. 5 for 7 from 3-point range in this one. And for a while there, he was just carrying the Yotes. 19 total points. Isaac, quiet 16, but like I said, he just does his thing. He's Mr. Consistency with the scoring on that one. Surprising thing, though, Ice was only 6 for 9 from free throws. He missed 3 free throws in this one. That's pretty atypical of him.
Very, very.
So I'm expecting 100% for the rest of the season.
Probably.
Yep. Shea Eberwine, Cam Fens also had double digits, as well as Ethan Kaiser, who had a little hot streak there in the first half, a couple 3-pointers that went in. And
Hair Jordan.
So, yep. Harry Bird.
You guys were able to watch this. Well, obviously you were there. Western Michigan, 52 points in the paint. What was that? Was that post play? Was that second chance shots?
There were a lot of lobs and dunks early on.
Okay.
Yeah. They weren't your typical, like, we're going to have one guy swing it to the wing and then the wing do a bounce pass into the post and then the guy does a move down there and a hook shot. It wasn't Hakeem Olajuwon was not on the court for this one.
Yeah, they were attacking the paint with drives and whatnot, and made some nice passes inside. So
yeah, but the 3-point numbers, I mean, look at those total 3-point numbers and compare them to the previous game here. 13 for 37 from the Yotes from this one compared to the previous game. A lot different game plan from the Coyotes in this one.
Yep. Same result.
Well, it was a fun week, guys. And I know one of the challenges that we all had was picking a player of the week. So, Jordan, what'd you end up with for this week?
All right, we did 3. We did 3 players of the week, brought to you by Dairy Queen of Vermilion, Hartford, and Del Rapids. First, we got to give it to El Capitan, Aiden Bauman. And full disclosure, we got in fights. Like Mark, Chad, and I, we didn't talk for days because we were trying to figure out who the heck to nominate. from both men's basketball, volleyball, women's basketball, football. These are the 3. There's about 12 more that we could have nominated. But first one up, Aiden Bauman, 21 of 30, 300 yards, 5 touchdowns. I think he had like 12 or 13 rushing yards, which was a great first down. So he's getting one. The next one is Angie Robles. She had 11 points at K-State, 14 points versus Idaho State, including a game winner with a sick crossover. She's going to end up on SportsCenter tonight or tomorrow morning, guaranteed. If she doesn't, well, they're wrong. Last one, Patience Williams, the game winner, 3 points against Kansas State, as we talked about, and then 9 points, 18 rebounds against Idaho State. So Aiden, Angie, Patience, they're getting the Howling Podcast Player of the Week presented by DQ. Congratulations.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Excellent. And you weren't lying. I mean, we had a tough time with those making these decisions, and we had a list of probably a dozen different nominees, and it was hard to whittle it down to that. So shout out to all the Yotes this week on everything. But yeah, great job, Jordan, picking those. What do the folks win?
That.
Okay, yeah. There we go.
Because maybe 10 years ago we could give them something, but we can't anymore.
Yeah. So. Really, the recognition is priceless. Absolutely priceless.
Yep. So shout out Dairy Queen for sponsoring the Player of the Week. Excellent. Next up, guys, what do we got going on this week?
Well, the playoff selection show for football will be Sunday on ESPNU at 11 a.m. Find out where the Yotes play. I suspect it'll be a home game. Thanksgiving weekend. That's what everyone's kind of predicting. So don't pack your tailgate stuff. We'll need it at least one more time. Volleyball, as we mentioned, will be at home versus NDSU for the 2 seed. Come out and support the Yotes. Final home game of the season, regular season. Women's basketball, welcome them home from an epic road trip. They'll play Valpo on Friday at 7 p.m. And men's basketball, as we mentioned with Coach Simpson, at Mizzou, chance for a statement game, a signature game for them Thursday at 7 p.m. and then home to South Carolina State at Sunday at 1 p.m. So get out, cheer them on. They're all amazing. Chad and I seem to have fun no matter what's going on. So maybe you can join us.
We are the Decker fam is going to try, depending on how the boys behave after school, to make a trip down on Tuesday for the volleyball game. So for folks donating to Aiden's cause by the QR code earlier, come find us. I'll bring the gift cards. Just show me the free will donation you made, and we'll get you some Dairy Queen so you can get some on the way out of town after the volleyball match.
As far as, having fun, we had the flag and we were holding it up and just having a blast, Mark. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it was a great time. Great time.
The number of people, though, that asks us what that stood for was kind of surprising. I mean, Coach Pearson's been around for a few years now.
I did exchange a text with him, and I told him that you're going to have to start mentioning what that means again because people were asking us. So it'd be a lot easier to hold that up and have people know what the heck it was. So, but yeah, it was a blast.
Press conferences. He's got to say, today we Gata.
Yeah.
We Gata.
I think they still give away a belt for practice type stuff. So yeah, I know it's still a thing. We just got to get it out there again.
So then what's this picture over here on the lower right-hand side of the slide, guys?
Go ahead, George.
So, yeah, this is Mark and I with Jerry P., voice of women's basketball, celebrate a birthday. So Jerry works for Sioux Falls Sports Authority, and they were hosting Team USA men's women's Paralympic curling trials to basically represent Team USA in the Winter Olympics coming up. Mark and I were really fortunate enough to get some tickets and go watch on Friday night, Team Schuster versus Team Casper, I believe. And I don't know much about curling, but I do know that Team Schuster is pretty damn good at it. So this was kind of an upset for the first best 2 out of 3. Don't know who won tonight. I didn't get a chance to look, but we had a great time celebrating Jerry P's birthday. So guys, for Jerry P., friend of the show, I would like to, can we do the happy birthday thing for him? It's belated.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you and yours.
There we go.
So shout out Jerry P. Mark and I had a blast. The container that a 6-pack of beer or adult beverages came in was a little excessive. I mean, it was probably like a 25-gallon tub, but I'm being sarcastic. But it was quite large for just getting a 6-pack.
And are we going to mention how much that 6-pack cost us?
We are not going to mention that because I know my wife will be watching this later. So thanks, Mark.
I bought a hoodie that was almost $100. I remember that.
Mark bought a hoodie. Yes.
Like we always do about this time. And now.
And that's just what they wanted to do there. And all things considered, again, as you see the iChart cardboard cutout, how appropriate.
Through the review, the iChart made its way to the video board. It really injected some energy.
Our own Mark Wendt is famous for holding up that eye chart at men's and women's basketball games and soon to be swim meets when officials make questionable calls. We go ahead and give our eye chart moments of the week for questionable calls, whether they were on the court or just in real life. As far as the eye chart goes, we do have our eye chart results from last week. And we can see that over almost 13,000 people voted in this one. And Jordan won again. Jordan.
Is that
hold on. Do that when we get you up on the screen here. Jordan, what were you doing there?
We eating those dubs. You know what I'm saying? That's back to back to back.
Wow.
We're going to make it a 4-peat because I got a good one this week. Am I up? Or you want to talk
Jordan
about the
won.
analytics?
The grab and go non-use, which, guys, we were at the game today. It's still an issue.
No, it is.
There's a young lady sitting over there just looking on her phone with nothing to do while people are lined up at the concession stand for no reason. Yeah, I don't get that. And then mine, whatever. I'll take the L on this one. That's fine with that one. But Jordan, ears up. That one got a decent chunk of votes there.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, if you do add up these numbers, they do not add up to 100, by the way, just FYI. So go ahead and take a look at that. But that's one of the anomalies that sometimes comes with percentages in the Twitter game. But we'll go ahead and since Jordan won, Jordan, you can give us your eye chart of the week.
Appreciate you guys. Okay. So my eye chart goes to how we're going to word this. The refs at Sacramento State. So refs at Sac State. If you follow FCS football on X or on Facebook, you might have seen this video or this picture. But Sacramento State was on. They've been pretty dramatic this year, right, with a lot of different things. So this was just unreal. But they're playing Idaho at Sacramento State. They're driving down to try to win the game or go ahead at least. And their quarterback makes a throw to the right sideline to, I believe, the tight end, and was, according to the website, able to come down inbounds at the 2-yard line, in which case I think the next play or two they scored with 9 seconds to go. Idaho gets the ball, doesn't score. The last play is knocked down. So if we can, and we've got the picture of the play that was ruled inbounds, it was reviewed and upheld that he caught it inbounds. Thus, Sacramento State wins this game over Idaho and potentially causes some weird wrinkles in the FCS playoff landscape. I don't know. I mean, there's a whole week left to play, but just unreal. His foot is a literal foot out of bounds. And he was called in. The replay was upheld. So this refs at Sac State, my eye chart of the week.
That's pretty egregious. My eye chart of the week is also going to referees. I tweeted this out earlier in the week, and it's kind of continued. My eye chart of the week is going to go to college basketball referees. If you're paying attention, between the Yotes men game versus Southern Indiana and the women's game versus Kansas State, there were a total of 106 fouls called, 125 free throws. Google tells me that the average fouls called during a college basketball game is 30 to 35. I get a foul's a foul, and we obviously want those called. But some of this stuff, we're there to watch a game. We're not there to watch referees. We're there to watch the best players play. And if you're fouling them out for ridiculous reasons, for these ticky-tacky crap we're calling, and we got to blow the whistle every time down the court, you're going to get the eye chart and more if I could figure out how to do more. But college basketball referees, get my eye chart of the week.
Some of us do go to watch the officials, Mark. So no, I'm joking. The funny part is we literally have on here a picture with Mark Riggs. Like,
not really Mark Riggs we're worrying about.
It's not. No, Mark's a great guy. Yep.
Yeah.
We appreciate all the officials for all the hard work you do. Just don't call so darn many fouls. Okay. My eye chart of the week goes to companies that do not give their veteran employees the day off on Veterans Day. If you are a company out there and you feel like maybe Veterans Day is not an observed holiday, that's fine. You do not have to do that. But you do have employees, and they do let you know via several ways that they are veterans. And even if you don't give everyone in the company the day off, I think giving those veterans the day off on Veterans Day is the appropriate thing to do. So companies that do not give their veteran employees Veterans Day off, they get my eye chart of the week.
That is excellent.
I'm going to vote for you, Chad.
Dang it. You got my vote. I think my run has ended. I don't know, Chad, between that and then, maybe starting a movement with high school playoff football, you might be onto a couple things here.
Once in a while I get my causes and I find things that just make sense and I don't know. We'll see how it works. So make sure, yep, we'll clip those up and post them, and make sure to vote this week. We can go over the winners next week. Any other iChart nominees? Did we get any write-ins this week or anything?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Okay. All right. If you ever have a write-in nominee, just go ahead and send it to us. The DMs are open. Let one of us know at a game. Okay. Also, if you see John Thayer at a game, he's doing a great job. You do not need to give him advice on how he should be broadcasting games. FYI. That was a close nominee for me.
We won't have to go into this, but
no, yeah, we might talk about this after the show. But if you or anyone need someone else to talk to, reach out 988. You can call, you can text, you can chat. Go to helplinecenter.org/988, or just pick up your phone. Type in 988, text, call. There's always someone there. No judgment, just help. Reach out, get the help you need.
Yep.
It's worth it.
Yep.
There was a unfortunate incident up in Brookings here this past week. The slide isn't just something we're reading. We mean it. So if you need help, reach out.
Right. All right. Well, as always, special thanks to our title sponsor, 19 Brewing Company, Main Street, Vermilion, South Dakota. Make sure you go in, try some of the spectacular food. Jordan's got the Coyote Legacy up on the screen right now. Okay, hold it up, Jordan. Hold it up.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. Coyote Legacy. He's been working on that one for a little bit here, but we're doing a show as well.
Gold.
Yeah, we're doing a show.
Gold.
The spectacular beers, spectacular root beer, all the food they've got. Go in, give them a visit, tell them the Howling Podcast sent you. Additionally, thank you to our newest sponsor, Dairy Queen of Hartford, Vermilion, and Del Rapids. Make sure to give them a visit. Jordan, are we going to DQ something this week here?
We should DQ.
Yeah, we should. So. We got to figure this out. We got to.
It's going to be a little colder this week. I think one of those new blizzards or holiday eggnog shakes would be great.
Maybe we give it a whirl. Yeah. Well, as always, the Howling Podcast is produced by the Wakanda Peach Company, LLC of Burbank, South Dakota. I'm sure we messed something up. We'll try to do it better next time. But until next week,
go Yotes.
Go Yotes.
Go Yotes. Let's go! 3 idiots on a podcast. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Runza sucks.
We don't know if any of that's true, but Bill. Oh, Jordan, don't give me this technically crap. Come on.
Got personal this week.
Lots of stuff happened.
Chad Berger, Brian Dawson with USD.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You guys do it in a really professional manner, and it's awesome.